Hello everyone, I welcome you all in this lecture and this is the part 2 of biofertilizers. In the part 1, I have talked about what are biofertilizers, why there is need of biofertilizers and how these are better than chemical fertilizers and what are their advantages. Now in the part 2, I will describe the different types of biofertilizers, their production mechanisms and the application methods of biofertilizers. So let's start. Types of biofertilizers. Biofertilizers are the formulations which are containing live or dormant microorganisms which exerts their beneficial effects on the plants. Generally, they produce various nutrients, adds up these nutrients into the soil and thus make available these nutrients to the plants and thus promotes the growth and development of the plants. So the various microorganisms which are utilized as biofertilizers are nitrogen fixing microorganisms are used as biofertilizers commercially. Second category is phosphate solubilizing microorganisms are used as biofertilizers. Plant growth promoting rhizobacteria are also used as biofertilizers. Actually, these plant growth promoting rhizobacteria exerts many promoting effects on the plant. Some of their stains can fix the nitrogen, solubilize the phosphorus and all that. So these are actually mix up of the plant nitrogen fixing microorganisms, phosphate solubilizers, or producing plant growth promoting hormones, or make the plant disease resistant, make the plant drought resistant and all that. So mixed type of bacteria comes in the category of plant growth promoting rhizobacteria. Besides that, mycorrhiza are used as biofertilizers. These mycorrhiza can also solubilize the phosphorus. So this is a mixed concept. Next is yeast as biofertilizer. Similarly, yeast also exerts beneficial effects on the plants. So these are the different microorganisms which are used commercially as biofertilizers for different kinds of plant species. Now the first one are nitrogenous biofertilizers. These are the biofertilizers which provide nitrogen to the plants. Actually, nitrogen is a essential macronutrient for the plants and these biofertilizers or bioinoculants provide nitrogen to the plants. There are many microorganisms, bacteria, actinomycetes have an ability to fix the atmospheric nitrogen. In the atmosphere, nitrogen is present about 78% and plants can't take that nitrogen in that form. So these microorganisms convert that nitrogen into usable form and in that form plants can take that nitrogen and these microorganisms are termed as diazotrophs and thus diazotrophs are used as nitrogen biofertilizers. In the process of nitrogen fixation, nitrogenase enzyme convert the atmospheric nitrogen into ammonium ions and further in the soil there are nitrifying bacteria are present and these nitrifying bacteria convert these ammonium ions into nitrites and then further to nitrates and plants can take nitrogen in that form, that is in the nitrate form, and in this way these microorganisms provide nitrogen to the plants. These nitrogen fixing microbes are ubiquitous in soil. These are present everywhere in the soil and these have been classified according to the mode of nitrogen fixation to plants. Some of such microorganisms occurs in symbiotic association with plants or with other organisms and examples are Rhizobium, Frankia, Anabaena. Anabaena is a blue-green algae that is present in symbiotic association with a water fern that is Azolla. Some nitrogen fixing microorganisms are free living. Examples are Azotobacter, Beezeria, Clostridium, Klebsiella. And some also exist as associative symbiotic and example is Azoospermum. Now some of the examples of nitrogen fixing microorganisms that are used commercially as biofertilizers are Rhizobium, Azoospermum, Azotobacter, Gluconoacetobacter diazotrophicus and Cyanobacteria. So let's discuss all these examples in detail. Now the first one example of nitrogenous biofertilizer is Rhizobium. Rhizobium is diazotrophic bacterium that lives in symbiotic association with the legume roots. In the legume roots there are nodules are there, and in the nodules these Rhizobium bacterium establish itself, and it possesses an enzyme nitrogenase, and with the help of that enzyme it fixes the nitrogen and make available that nitrogen to the growing plant. Now in the picture you can also see that there are roots, and in the roots there are nodules, and in the nodules Rhizobium lives there as a symbiont with the legumes, and it fixes the nitrogen here and provide that nitrogen to the plant. And in this way, when it adds up nitrogen to the soil, it increases the soil fertility, and even after harvesting the crop, soil remains fertile, and thus it is a preferred bioinoculant. And there are other Rhizobium strains are also there which can nodulate the stem of the plants also, and example is Azorhizobium, that is that forms nodules on the stem of the Sesbania rostrata, and this is also used commercially as a bioinoculant or biofertilizer. And the purified Rhizobium bacteria are put into various examinations, and now well developed nitrogen fixing strains have been made, and these are commercially available as biofertilizer. Now the next is Azoospermum. Azoospermum is well-known plant growth promoting rhizobacteria because it exerts many growth promoting effects on the plants, and generally it exists in the rhizosphere of the plants. So it comes in the category of PGPR, that is plant growth promoting rhizobacteria, and this have been isolated from the rhizosphere of many plants, and primarily this exists in the rhizospheric region of the plants of family Gramineae, and in this family there comes cereals and grasses, and mainly in the rhizospheric region of cereals and grasses this Azoospermum exists. It exists there as a associative symbiont, and from there it exerts many beneficial effects to the plants. So it is used as a commercial biofertilizer. This is microaerophilic in nature, and it fixes the nitrogen, provide various growth promoting substances like plant hormones to the plants. It provide disease resistance to the plant, and also make the plants drought resistant, or make the plant drought tolerant. So there are various beneficial effects are there of Azoospermum. So this is used as a commercial biofertilizer. Next is Azotobacter. Azotobacter is gram-negative, free-living, aerobic, nitrogen-fixing bacterium, and it exists in the rhizosphere of many plant species. Most dominant genera of Azotobacter is Azotobacter crucocum. Due to its ability of nitrogen fixation, it is used commercially in agriculture as a biofertilizer under the brand name Azotobactrin. Besides having nitrogen fixing ability, it also synthesizes various phytohormones like auxins, and thus promotes the growth of the plants. So due to these beneficial effects of that bacteria, this is commercially used as biofertilizer. Next is Gluconoacetobacter diazotrophicus. This bacterium is endotrophic bacterium. It lives inside the stem of the sugarcane because it prefers high concentration of sucrose and acid content. And this bacterium has an ability to fix the nitrogen, so this is used as a biofertilizer. Besides nitrogen fixing ability, it also synthesizes plant hormones like indole acetic acid, which promote the growth of the plant species. This bacterium also controls the pathogen of the sugarcane, especially Xanthomonas. So due to these various beneficial effects of that bacterium, this is recommended as bioinoculant for sugarcane. Cyanobacteria or blue-green algae. Blue-green algae also possesses an ability to fix the nitrogen, and in the blue-green algae there are specialized cells are there which are termed as heterocyst cells, and these cells are involved in the nitrogen fixation. Blue-green algae exists in both free-living forms and also symbiotic blue-green algae, and these both kinds have an ability to fix the nitrogen, and mostly these blue-green algae are used in the rice cultivation in India. And due to their ability of nitrogen fixation, these blue-green algae improve the fertility of the soil. Examples of nitrogen fixing blue-green algae are nostoc, Anabaena azulea. This Anabaena azulea lies in the symbiotic association with the water fern Azolla, and this is a very important symbiotic association that plays a role in the nitrogen fixation. And in that association, the water fern Azolla, this is bilobed in nature, and Anabaena azulea resides in the leaf cavities of that fern, and there are other species of cyanobacteria are also there which form symbiotic association with that water fern, and these are Anabaena microphylla, Anabaena folliculoides, Anabaena pinnata, and Anabaena caroliniana, Anabaena nilotica, Anabaena rubra, and Anabaena mexicana. So these are different species which can form symbiotic association with water fern, and in their symbiotic relationship, cyanobacteria takes shelter and carbon from the water fern, and in return, this cyanobacteria fixes nitrogen for the water fern. And it has been found that symbiotic association of blue-green algae and water fern, that is Anabaena azulea and Azolla, as reduce the nitrogen requirement for the rice crop by 20 to 25%. So this is used commercially as a biofertilizer for the rice crop.